right, we are now moving on to year 8. And check this out. By the time we get to the end of year 8, 80% of real estate investors' housing inventories will have been successfully converted into owner-occupied housing. That's nearly 40 million investor-owned rental units. One comment I get is, you really should just be going after the big real estate corporations and the foreign real estate investors. They're the ones doing all the damage. It's not fair to all the small mom and pop landlords out there. All right, so first of all, the small landlords collectively control by far the lion's share of investment properties in this country. And therefore, yeah, they actually are the ones doing the most damage. And now you've probably noticed no one out there in housing media land wants to admit to this fact or even touch it, or much less have any kind of objective conversation about it. They're all doing this little delicate little tiptoey dance, to make sure they don't get anywhere near this inconvenient truth, and instead they're all choosing to target the easy targets, the safe, the convenient, the emotionally gratifying targets like the big giant scumbag real estate corporations and the foreign real estate investors. But despite all this circumvention, the fact remains, the small landlords are collectively doing the most damage. Second of all, it is not unfair to tell one group of people they now have to stop being unfair to another group. It isn't. And I do realize that there is a small subset of the small mom and pop landlords who are themselves living on fixed incomes and are reliant on their rental incomes to make ends meet every month, and to avoid the predicament themselves of having to leave friends and family behind to go move to some other region where costs of living are lower. And it's because of those people I have intentionally laid the plan out so that the smallest landlords will have the most flexibility to maneuver out of the market and reinvest their proceeds in other ventures. And I think one thing that's lost on a lot of these folks is that housing inflation is a huge driver of general inflation, which is something I talk about in some of the other videos. And as we tame housing inflation, we will be tempering general inflation. And as time goes on, it's going to become a lot easier to make ends meet while living on a fixed income.